Happy Monday, Mzansi. Throats are 5 to open. Welcome to the home of trendsetters. You're watching Trending SA right here on SABC3. Now, the perfect triangle is here to give you the realest serve. My name is Refilo Mpakanyane, and to the far end of the table is the highly opinionated, as she should be, and seasoned radio host, Elma Smith.
I've got my mug ready.
Yes.
Ready.
And of course, sitting in between us is the boss zonke of Slayage, Mr. Octaves, and apparently the only Zulu man on my timeline, Bushobani. I don't know. Mablur, how was your weekend?
My weekend was amazing.
Yeah.
I had such a good time. And then we got good news.
Yeah?
We are literally on the 31st of December
Like
as
I
a
said,
country.
5-2. Just a few more hours, kids. Hold on.
Wow.
All
it's
right.
deep.
When it comes to trends, you know, normally we start the show and we have whatever is trending, but there is the biggest thing that's happening this weekend that we have to talk about.
Sure.
Right? But we also, and on the show, we also have Olwethu Lishabane. So it's going to be an absolutely amazing show. But for this exclusive,
And it is?
somebody started cooking this weekend.
Well, he's been cooking.
No. Somebody started cooking.
Yeah.
Right? And then Twitter was a frenzy.
As per usual.
I am talking about our Minister of Finance, Mr. Tito Mboweni. So basically, he started cooking. He shared a bit ukuthi ama recipes atini, and this is what he's going to tweet. And then I sat back and I just like, you know what? This is going to be delicious.
But did you see what went into that pot?
I did. And I was excited.
Lulu.
And we have the minister. How are you, Mr. Mboweni? Mr. Mboweni, sir?
There he is.
I'm very well, thank you.
How did you react to people reacting to your tweets and your food going viral on Twitter?
Well, some of the comments I understand were not very kind, but
Yep.
I hardly read most of the commentary anyway.
Yeah.
But from time to time, somebody does bring to my attention something that's very kind that somebody might have said. I pay very little attention to the cruel and rude people. Twitter is a social media platform where we connect people to try and make life easier for all of us. It's not a place to fight unknown battles.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those are words to absolutely live by, Minister. I really appreciate that. What I want to find out from you is where you get your inspiration from, because more than the fact that a lot of meals tend to be quite economical, firstly, the inspiration, where do you get it from?
Well, I suppose from the need to do something away from the difficult jobs that we have to do. But I must also say that my father was a chef throughout his life. And so maybe it runs in the family.
Yeah.
One of my sons also went to the Peace Hotel School, so he's in the hospitality sector. So, you know, and I think it's very much as well to make it clear that both male and female can cook. Why
Yes.
not?
I
It's
love
enjoyable, it's fascinating, it's relaxing. You always wait for the final result, and when the final result is nice and tasty and wonderful, it's something to celebrate.
Absolutely.
And, you know, eating is not just an event, you know, it's an occasion to celebrate.
Okay, Minister, we asked you for your 5 meals that cost under 50 rands and can serve up to 4 people. That is quite a challenge to put to anyone, any domestic wizard. But you have obviously got your plans straight. Number 1 on your list, pilchards and bread. How do you prepare your pilchards and bread combo?
Well, the usual ingredients, just start with garlic, your favorite, onion, green pepper or red pepper, a bit of
Fancy.
spices.
Yeah.
And you just mix it up and nicely. Don't overcook the fish because it's cooked already. Just really to mix it with the other ingredients to make it very tasty.
The next dish is one that raised a few eyebrows around the table. And if you can hook us up later on with where you get this, then we'd love it. Goat stew. Goat meat rather, is not necessarily easily found.
It is not easy to find, but when the butchery has got delivery, they'll call me to come and collect my part of the meat. Wonderful. It's lean meat, very healthy, and you can get it at the butchery cheaper.
Okay, Minister.
But don't go to this high-end shop. I've
got a feeling.
Go to the butchery directly.
I've got a feeling your answer. So chicken stew with roast, that's relatively simple with potatoes. The ox liver with pop, but the beef fillet with veggies. That also. Do you also get that from the same butcher who calls you when he's got a good deal?
No, there are some famous butchers in Zanin.
Oh.
I buy from much cheaper than at Woolworth or Checkers or these other places. So getting it directly from source is the best thing that you can do.
Okay, well, there you have it. The word from the man.
That's basic finance and economics 101. Go directly to the butcher.
Laid out, drops the mic and walks away.
Drops the mic. Thank you so much, Minister Mboweni, for joining us. We will be sure to watch another installment of Cooking with Tito on Twitter. What's for dinner tonight?
For dinner tonight?
Yes.
It's a roasted chicken.
Okay.
I'm seeing a trend, guys.
I'm seeing a trend.
I'm seeing a trend.
Slow roasted and time.
It's probably already in the.
And we're getting a picture, Minister, on Twitter, right?
I think you'll have to bribe me a little bit more for that.
Well, after tomorrow, we can send over a bottle of wine. Thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated. South Africa, share your thoughts with us on Ta on 3. See you after the break. Stay with us. Cheers. Here's to running.
No, we can't.
You can't hear us.
Moving.
Minister, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Minister.
it. If you can hear us. Seriously, we need to send over. I don't know if he drinks wine.
Welcome back to Tsar on 3. The perfect triangle is still on your screen. And then have we got a conversation that we need to have today?
I hope you're ready for this, actually, South Africa. So the rise of social slogans such as, oh my goodness, I am my ancestors' wildest dreams, things like team no sleep, secure the bag. I think it amplifies this obsessive drive that millennials have with attaining a notable level of success, right, at a very specific age. And of course, the relentless pursuit of self-optimization.
And we've internalized the idea that we need to be working all the time. There's a sense of guilt if you're not working hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Abantu, you are sleeping if you're not working hard. Sure. So I ask myself, what is the driving force behind the constant need to be on top? Could it be symptoms of a larger societal and economic and cultural shift? Here's what Simon Sinek had to say. Have a look.
Wonderful, fantastic, idealistic, hardworking, smart kids. They've just graduated school. They're in their entry-level job. I sit down with them and I go, how's it going? They go, I think I'm going to quit. I'm like, why? They're like, I'm not making an impact. I'm like, you've been here 8 months. You know? It's as if they're standing at the foot of a mountain and they have this abstract concept called impact that they want to have in the world, which is the summit. What they don't see is the mountain. I don't care if you go up the mountain quickly or slowly.
I mean, that's such a key thing that Simon is pointing out, that there's a whole journey that we're not paying attention to or specifically acknowledging, right, before we attain those goals. So I guess the question that I want to ask is, have we, romanticized the idea of hard work, or are we just victims of socio-economic shifts that we are yet to actually acknowledge, right? So what are your thoughts? I'm going to start with you, actually, Mabla.
I just feel, Uguti, we should be left alone. Siyacela, singashona. Siyacela. Because, you know, I think everybody has just got their eye on us.
Yeah.
They want to know why you're buying that house instead of, why are you buying that BMW instead of buying that house? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we just be left alone to live our lives? And we are happy.
Yeah. Alma, what do you think?
I think it's important to note that no matter how hard you work, if you cannot introduce yourself to someone without mentioning your title, where you live, what you own, the awards that you have won or who your friends are, if you have no concept of your identity outside of those things, you need to take a very close look at yourself and your ambitions. I know so many people who have lost their jobs during this lockdown and who have found themselves in this identity vacuum going, I don't know who I am if I am not my job title.
Yeah, and you know what? I can relate to that. Absolutely. That's the second thing we say when we meet someone. By the way, what do you do, right?
That's a Joburg thing, though, guys.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But we are driving the economy of the country. Just say. But to that point, I'm personally quite tired of being gaslighted, right? I'm tired of this. Whilst they sleep, we grind. I'm tired of people telling us how to live our lives. Ariana Huffington makes her millions and hundreds of billions of thousands. And then she writes this book, The Sleep Revolution. She tells us to sleep and not burn the candle at both ends. Excuse me, Sisi, how did you make your own money? You burnt the candle at both ends. You worked like a demon for so many years, and now you've got your millions to keep you warm. I resent that immensely. The reason you can stand on top of the mountain is because you did all that hard work. So really, we are chasing the lifestyle. We are chasing the status. We're definitely chasing the money and chasing more of the money. Classic case of do as I say and not as I do. I find that problematic.
And the thing is, we are definitely overworked. Guys, we are definitely overworked. But we are happy at the same time. We love our lives.
Are we happy or are we pretending to be happy?
No, we're not pretending to be happy because we know what the goal is. We are working we are the first, right?
Okay.
We are working to make sure, Uguti, we can put food on the tables. And we are seeing positions that were not available to us, and we are getting them. We're driving the cars that we wanted to drive. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. I love that for you. But I'm not saying this is better than what it was like before. I'm saying if you take a look at the world and you take a look at the graph, this one that was on Velks that charted the productivity pay gap, you see productivity since the 70s have gone up exponentially, and yet the money we are earning is not keeping up. In South Africa, I know a young actor our age who worked with an iconic South African actor who worked in the 90s, who said in the 90s, actors in South Africa earned twice what they earn now per day.
That's shocking.
That's shocking.
That's really really, really
because
distressing.
I don't get it, because I don't remember seeing young actors. I don't remember seeing young actors actually, living their lives the way that these young ones are living their lives. What I'm seeing right now, guys, if we're going to be honest, we are that generation that goes to therapy. Right? Okay. People used to go to church, right? And there's all this, we've got these smartphones, we switch on everything in the morning, we look at Instagram, people are slaying and all of that. So there is that hyper awareness of what's happening around the world and whatever. Yeah. And people actually have that awareness towards us. You know what I'm saying? And we're a generation of first, and we are contributing so much to the world. I'm just saying, guys, we are doing our own thing, and yes, the spotlight is on us, but Nazi, we know what they were doing back in the 60s. They were on cocaine because they were dealing with a lot.
Okay, so absolutely. So I guess the question then becomes, yes, we can look back and understand the context our parents were dealing with, right? But I'm very sure that millennials essentially know how wide open the world is to them. We know that the terrain has changed so spectacularly. So it's this crazy balancing act that needs to be done all the time. Another thing to consider is technological advancements have heightened, I guess, our need to feel connected and to access information instantly. Is this hyperconnectivity also messing with our ability to focus, sustain our mental health, but also to be able to stay in our lane and run our race?
I think we are more depressed and we are more prone to depression because of the level of exposure we have to everyone living their best lives.
Yeah.
There's a stat that says since 2013, millennials have seen a 47% increase in major depression diagnoses. Now, I'm not saying it's never been that way. I'm saying I don't want it to be this way now, and I definitely don't want it to be like this 20 years from now. Something needs to change.
I don't think it will be like this, because we need to understand that in the African context, we are where the world was in terms of going for our dreams and knowing that it's open. We can run for them and we can get them. And I'm just saying, guys, let us be. Let us be. And we are aware of our mental health. We're that generation. We're not going to go to church because I'm feeling depressed.
Okay. I want to throw a span in the works really quickly and say that I don't think we appreciate how much the idea of the gig economy being sold to us has actually taken us off track. We're not actually prioritizing which economies we should be gigging in, right?
Yes.
So we think we can always have a side hustle here, side hustle there, and actually that specific sectors we should be playing in. This quick graph here by fitsmallbusiness.com essentially says we should be focusing in the tech industries, whether it's robotics or finance or artificial intelligence, as well as marketing. That's where the money is. Instead of working too hard, we need to work smart.
And I'm saying, I want people to not only sell their time, not just driving a sedan and ferrying people up and down. You need equity. You need profit share in the broader company.
So that's Alma's solution. What's yours, Mboweni?
In a bit of Zulu, guys, we've got this. And we've given you the best that we've got, and we are going to keep on serving you. We gave you smartphones. We gave... guys, yo.
Give me an album. I absolutely love that. So guys, here's the question. Are we actually a generation of restless, poorly remunerated and anxious workaholics, right? Is this what we've chosen for ourselves? Share your thoughts with us on Ta on 3. Listen, it's going to get heated here when we go to break, but stay with us.
welcome back to Trending SA. Thank you so much for engaging with us on social media. We've got a very special guest.
Looking forward to it. This is lovely. Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so the quote by Frida Kahlo about the subject that I want to know better is myself resonates so well with Mboweni Leshabane, a digital media entrepreneur, digital doula, the founder of The Art of the Superwoman, an online magazine where women can explore and celebrate the journey of modern womanhood. Mboweni is a believer in holding spaces for women, and she's at the helm of her own destiny. If you don't know who I'm talking about, take a look.
You guys are quick.
Okay, welcome to the show, Mboweni. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. Finally, my online
It's a reunion.
It's a reunion.
Okay,
How are you?
let's talk about Superwoman.
Yeah.
What is a Superwoman to you, and what do you want women to get from your blog when they read it?
In the times that we're in now, I think hope. A lot of women aren't very hopeful right now. I speak about the 4 C's quite a lot.
Sure.
Cooking, cleaning, caring, career during a time such as this is a lot. So I think the content that I've been putting out on Art of Superwoman has really been geared to, there's hope. There is something to look forward to. There's also, we're all in this together. Any mom can relate to the struggles we're dealing with right now. I'm exhausted in the makeup room. They had to put concealer under my eyes. The lady was like, oh, you're not sleeping. I was like, no, not quite. So I think at this point, it's really hope and looking forward to better, looking forward to the future, and it'll get better.
Hope so.
Yeah.
We hope so.
You know, what I'm curious about is the phrase womenomics. I know I recently heard it from you a few months ago, but there's a whole thinking around it. What should corporate and women themselves be ticking off when it comes to the idea of womenomics and getting it right?
I think we need to actually get in on the practicality when it comes to womanhood, right? Women, we cook, clean, care, and we balance our careers. What do we need? Money. Guys,
give us money. Yes.
I tweeted the other day, we don't want flowers and chocolate on Women's Day, changura. And we are running all these businesses and side hustles. Support our businesses, procure from us, promote us. And when you do succession planning, don't leave us behind. When you're funding businesses, we are here. Tell us how. Give us the information. And I think those are the practical tools that we need. That's womenomics. It's the inclusion, the financial inclusion, economic inclusion of women.
I love that. You talk a lot about this, and you have a call to action, a manifesto that challenges corporates to check their structures. What is the framework and the mandate that companies need to test what they do against?
So we have the Womenomics test on the womenomics.com, where there's the 8 metrics for corporates and 9 metrics for funders. You go do the Womenomics test. If you score below 50%, we're going to lobby you. We're going to say you can do a lot. You can do a lot better. And these are the ways in which you can do better in terms of procurement, funding women, as well as upskilling women within the organization. We're not saying we want things to change overnight. We're really saying to corporates, tell us what your 5-year plan is in getting your womenomics right.
I'll take overnight.
So your whole brand, your digital media brand, is a family business. So how do you choose what you put on there? Because you've got kids and you know what I'm saying?
That's a tough question because how do I choose what I put there? My husband always he just puts anything. And he's just always like, this is so cute, post this one. But yeah, there's not really much thought. We're very just candid and free at home and do anything as long as it doesn't infringe on another's rights and infringe on my children's rights. I think it really just goes up. We're like we're a reality show waiting to happen, as the Leshabane is. But on my side, the Leshabane boys have their own Instagram account, which Daddy predominantly mans. My Instagram account is really just like realness. It's like it's real being a mom, guys. I have a very supportive and very hands-on husband. But it's just so real being a woman and being a mom. And I think that's really what I share.
Yeah.
And anyone can really relate to it.
Yeah. So what I'm curious, what I want to hear from you, LT, is you wear a lot of hats. We've just been talking about...
Yeah, LT.
But the nicknames.
LT.
You wear a lot of hats, right? And we've just been talking about just hyperconnectivity, millennial fatigue and burnout. How do you not fall into that trap?
Guys,
or maybe you do, I don't know.
Guys, my mother-in-law keeps me in check.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot fall into that trap
Yeah.
because she keeps me in check. And she's also all about this. Like, she's like, listen, whatever you're doing, is it bringing in the bag? Is it like, if you're exhausting yourself for nothing, is it worth it?
Yeah.
And she's always like, whether you're up here or you're down here, be consistent, be the same person. Like, when you're at home, you're always to. She loves to say, whether umo or uile, about the same person, because you only have yourself to keep yourself in check and keep yourself accountable.
Yeah.
So I think that's really like something that I clung on to. Those are like our marriage advice that she gave me and my husband, and I've just clung on to that and been like, I just need to keep it real, because whether the fame and whatever happens or I'm down and out, people must see the same person all the time.
Work hard, play hard.
And keep it real. Work hard, play hard, keep it real.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. And we want to have you again because there's a lot that we can talk about.
Yeah.
So
In South Africa, we will see you tomorrow. We love you. It's on 3 on social media. Good night.
Yeah.